How's it going? Here I'm going to be showing all the different types of heavy armor along with some attributes that I like to use. Now I'm going to be picking out the ones that I don't find to be that useful. Now one of the things about this flawless heavy veneer is that out of all the heavy armors, this one's the weakest one. It does not give you a lot of armor. As you can see, I'm comparing the chest piece to the one for the warlord, and there's a big difference with the amount of armor points that the veneer is giving you. So in my opinion, this armor is not that useful. Well, let's just throw this out. The next one is the Hyrcanian Raider armor, which gives you accuracy, but I don't think having a lot of accuracy with heavy gear is a good combination. So yeah, we can throw this out too. Now as you can tell, I have two different types of heavy armor that gives you strength. One is the Hyperborean and the other one is the Pictish. You're going to need Legbiter to get the epic flawless Hyperborean. Legbiter is one of the rarest, most time consuming thralls to get, but it's possible. But you only need any tier 4 armor to be able to craft that epic flawless Pictish, which has more armor than the Hyperborean. So with Legbiter being so hard to get and the gear not giving you enough armor, we can get rid of the Hyperborean. So now we go from top to bottom from up the list. Here we have the flawless Sumerian, which you can get this thrall in the Mounts of the Dead. It's not that hard. It's a bit time consuming to get them. It's not impossible when compared to Legbiter. Here we also have the Warlord. This armor also gives you the same stats as the Sumerian. The only difference is the temperature resistance. So you can fight in a volcano with the Warlord heavy armor. They both give you vitality, so they're kinda in the same boat. Now we go to the epic flawless heavy gear, which is really standard by now. It gives you a lot of armor, and then it also gives you encumbrance, which is really good when going out to raid. You can use this for support. You know, you can be the guy that carries the bombs and does the explosions, pick up all the loot. You're gonna be kind of like what they call a pack mule, which in every raid there has to be at least one person doing this. One of the things about this though that you have to be careful is that you're gonna be a target for everyone. People are gonna see you and they're gonna be coming after you because just of the way you look, they can tell like, okay, that guy is wearing an encumbrance gear, that guy's wearing heavy, so let's go and get him. He might have some really good stuff on him. You're not going to be able to outrun attackers that much, so you have to be really careful. You know, you have to be around your teammates. You can't just go out on your own, try to fight someone, try to get a kill. You have to really communicate with your clan mates as to what you're doing, your location, and everything else. So for this, you know, just get all your buffs. I recommend not getting the encumbrance buff because that's only going to last for an hour, and raids usually take more than that. It's not a good idea to rely on that elixir to give you that encumbrance, because if that runs away and you have a bunch of stuff in your inventory, then you're going to be stuck just walking and, you know, someone can come after you and kill you. So for these points, you know, you go all full encumbrance, then put 30 vitality, 20 grit, and the resting strength with 1 point left, and you can add that to the agility. You can still fight other people. You know, it's going to be hard for you to kill someone, but you're going to be there just for support. As the fighters are doing the work, you can also poke and run out, so you know you can do some pretty good damage. I like having a double-handed sword with this because as soon as the walls get blown into from the enemy clan, you're going to want to run in there, and you're going to be in close quarters, so pull out a two-handed sword and just start swinging away at anything that gets close to you. Oh, and one other thing, I don't like wearing the book bag to give you that extra points of encumbrance, because again, that also puts you as a target. You know, people are already going to be going after you, and that's just not going to give you a lot of armor. Yeah, it gives you more encumbrance points, but you know, you really want that armor. Now let's try Sumerian. With this, I like to wear the reptilian gauntlets, which in official servers they're called reptilian chest piece because they're bugged right now. And to craft these, you actually need a chest piece, so that's why they're called reptilian chest piece. And it gives you more armor. So you take your Sumerian gloves out, put that reptilian gauntlet on, and you have 796 armor to start with. Now remember that with all these heavy armors, you want to add the weight reduction to it. You already have a lot of armor, you just need to lower that weight. You see how weight reduction works really good in these types of armors, because it reduces the weight almost by half. This allows you to carry more items into combat or pick up more loot from the enemy. So this is one of the ways I like putting my attribute points when using this heavy armor. I go 50 strength, 40 vitality, 21 grit, 20 encumbrance. I'm using the Volton Pole as a main weapon, but you can also use the Sepperman Spear. I'm just used to having this Volton Pole around while showing these attributes. But that's pretty good, you know, you have a lot of carry weight on you, Here's an example of how many pre-built explosives I can carry. About 15 to 16, that's without having all your healing items with you. So you can carry a lot of stuff because these explosive jars are really heavy. You can also take a lot of damage. That's one explosion. See how it didn't do a lot of damage? But you're not going to be carrying bombs like this. The most effective way of carrying explosives is by just having the dragon powder, the tar, and the jars. They're not going to be that heavy like this. Now here I'm going to blow up 3 explosives, see how much damage I'm going to take. See? It's not that much. So with this build you can be a quote-unquote a meatball. So when you guys blow into someone's base, you can be that person to go in there and start killing everything inside. Start killing thralls, start killing the people that are fighting back, trying to repair, or take all the frontal damage. Another build with this Sumerian armor uses the Silent Legion gloves. Now why would you want to change the reptilian gauntlets for the Silent Legion ones? Here's an example. The reptile gloves gives you 1 point into vitality. Yes, it does give you 106 armor, but you're only getting 1 point. Now when you switch it up with the Silent Legion, which gives you less armor but the same amount of armor as any heavy gear, you get 2 more points into vitality. So another good option is to wear the Silent Legion gloves along with this Sumerian armor. Now you add a vitality war paint and you already have 16 points into vitality from the start. It's good, you know, you're gonna be able to take more hits. You're also gonna have a lot of HP. Now we go to strength, put that at 40. We go to grit, leave it at 20. Encumbrance. So now I'm left with a few more points. I just dump that into strength, and then the last point that I have, I just put that into agility. There you go. Now you have a lot of armor and a lot of HP. You're more of a tank now. Here's another one now, but this time using the strength war paint. Since you already have a lot of vitality from the armor, you can use the strength war paint. 41 strength, 20 agility, 40 vitality, that good old 30 grit, and 20 encumbrance. You can carry a lot of stuff now. Again, you're going to be doing really good damage. You have 811 armor, and you also have a lot of grit to work with. Now let's change up to the armor that gives you strength, which in this case is going to be the Pictish. Use the reptile gloves for this one. And now you can put on the Stygian boots. For this one you're going to need a vaulting pole to get that extra agility, and a vitality war paint. Now we can go to 40 vitality, 40 agility, 40 strength. It's going to be the same attributes as the one that I showed for medium armor, only this time you're wearing heavy armor, of course. Now you have the benefit of the medium armor, which is being able to roll, and you're not going to use any stamina when you jump. So you can try to avoid damage by jumping as well. And you have 40 strength, so you're going to be doing pretty good damage. Now I'm going to show how many things I can carry. Let's see how much encumbrance I have while wearing this heavy gear. And what I have now is, if I'm going fighting spec, this is all the items that I'm going to be taking for a raid. You know, I have my spear, a double-handed sword, a bow with 2 different types of arrows, the poison arrows and the snake arrows, 50 herbal and 50 haunch, a gas mask, a water skin, some elixir of freedoms, along with set antidotes. I'm not going to be taking 10 of each, but I usually have 3 or 4 on me. And I still have a lot of space. I'm only at 80% right now. So again, you're going to need the vaulting pole and the Stygian boots for the extra agility. If you want to fight in the cold, you're going to have to, your armor is going to have to suffer because, you know, you're going to have to wear this Hyperborean. So here's another setup with the strength war paint. We can go all the way up to 50 strength, 40 vitality, 30 grit, and some encumbrance. This is actually pretty good. 791 armor, which, I mean, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage right now. And with heavy armor, you can trade blows with anyone, and you're probably gonna end up winning. So in the end, with these heavy armors, you don't want to be wearing their matching gauntlets, except for the heavy one. The gauntlets that you're gonna want to be wearing are the Silent Legion ones or the Reptilian. And that's it. That's all the heavy armors along with their attributes that I like to wear. Have a good one, and thank you for watching.